In this video, we're going to look at some of the ways of using these types of MIDI racks that we've been creating. So I'll just deactivate the chord expressor we created in our last video and grab a new MIDI effect rack. We can hear just our 3 naked notes there. And we'll do another randomized chords sort of configuration with randomizers followed by scales. And the base of the scale or the key can be chosen with that dial there. We'll increase the chance on this one and duplicate it. The next one we'll put into subtractive mode. Duplicate that again and put that last one in bi mode with a bigger scale range. And maybe some more choices on there. So now we're getting this sort of dynamic, randomized 3-part harmony with these chords there, and we'll add the drums for context. So now this is creating some unique chords, but it's not necessarily going to be captivating to the listener if it's completely randomized all the time. There needs to be some sort of repetition, some sort of pattern, however long, to keep the listener interested and looking for something that they can predict. So I've created a new audio track and we've set it to take the audio from our instrument rack, and now we can begin recording it. In other words, committing these randomized chords to audio. So now here's the loop of the audio playing back. So we'll go back to our original instrument rack, mute the audio track or disable it for recording, and now we're going to create a new MIDI track, and we will select it to receive MIDI input from our instrument rack. So if we now arm that for recording and record into a MIDI clip, I'll double click and you can see it's actually recording the randomized MIDI notes. This is incredibly useful in case there's one chord we want to change or one note we want to shift. We have the flexibility to do that now by recording it as MIDI. Now as I stop the playback and press play, we're not hearing anything because there's no instrument on that rack. So I'll disable all the MIDI effect racks on the original track, and I've dragged the clip over there, and now since there's no more randomization happening, those MIDI effect racks are deactivated. We can just hear the recorded notes as they trigger the clip. And I like this little bit, the last 2 bars. It seems to have a nice melody we can make use of. I'll fold it in there so we can see the notes. And just like magic, from this MIDI effect rack, we've got an incredibly complicated chord structure based on a simple rhythm. And we've got a really catchy 2-bar loop coming out of it.